When I started out in creating this system, it was obviously for my own use, but I knew that I had to have a way to see market movements, and the sensitive indicators were created, and over many years they were uh, analyzed, verified, retested, compared, and fine-tuned to what we have now today. The sensitive indicators are the heart of the system, and this video is about the 40 sensitive indicators. I'm going to switch over to the screen, to the chart I mean, and I have, I'm going to be talking about the indicators in the candle chart and the price chart, and then I will expand on the other charts because it's tough seeing it on the video, all 5 charts on the same screen at the same time. In the candle chart, we have there are 4 sets of band lines: yellow, pink, cyan, and gray bands. The yellow, pink, and cyan are a Bollinger Band type of band, and the gray bands are a channel type of band. And also on here is the moving averages. The green line, which is typically a dash line like the pink and the yellow, I've made it a solid line for easier visibility. But the green line is the 20 moving average, the red line is the 50 moving average, the white long dash line is the 100 moving average, and the tan line is the 200 moving average. And this blue line running through here, that is the long-term master trend line. And when I load these on the chart, I load them separately, but you do have indicators that'll load all of them at the same time if you want to keep all of them on the chart at the same time, which is normally the case. But for this video, I'm going to take this cyan line and remove it just to kind of clean this up a little bit, so for discussion purposes. And I will also remove the pink line, and the issue that I will point out is there, out of the 40 indicators, the 4 bands making up 8 plus the long-term trend line is your 9th indicator, and obviously the moving averages are not counted as indicators, although they're there. But anyway, we have 9 indicators on the candle chart, and inside of the underneath the candle chart is the price chart, and you can see the price for example, down, I need to put on a vertical line because it's hard to see on the video. From that vertical line we have a bottom, and excuse me, we can see that bottom in the almost bottlenose type patterns that we have in the price chart and other patterns as well. But the point I want to make is that we have when an uptrend starts and goes up or continues up, price red and green are significantly higher than price blue, and they stay high as the trend goes higher. Now they took a significant drop right here, but even though the green and red went much closer to the blue, look at where the price is. It didn't hardly even move. And that's an indication that tells you that it's likely to go back up. And we can verify that through some other means, but like for example, on the zip chart, we got zip pink lowest, and that tells us pretty much right away that it's on a spike, and that's going to go up the next day. It doesn't go up hardly at all. It's the next day, but it keeps us on that pathway of green and red significantly higher than blue, which constitutes a continuation of the uptrend. So I share that information for those of you that are swing traders and stay in things longer. But we all need that information if you want to trade the 3-minute or the 5-minute chart as well. Now, I'm going to shrink this candle chart down, and I'm going to shrink the price chart down as well. We're going to be looking a little bit more at the other charts below this. In fact, I will point out, whenever you have like for example here, let me pull this back down. Whenever you have here we have a bottom of cycle higher on a peak. And so I want to point this out because the price chart is a great chart to utilize for shapes and signals in which way candles are going to go. But that being said, I am going to remove the price chart and talk about these others. The 9 indicators out of the 40 indicators that are on the candle chart are not, I mean, we need the indicators, we watch the indicators. I've left up the 20 moving average and the long-term moving average on the candle chart. Out of the 31 that remain, we have 7 short-term trend lines. That's the 3 groups. On the trend chart, we have the blue, pink, yellow. They're slow-moving lines. On the power chart down here, we have the green and orange, which are again slow-moving lines. And on the swing chart down below, we have the red and green. And again, the red never crosses the green. The red is always on top. And the red and green are slow-moving lines as well. Those 3 groups make up the short-term trend lines. The colors of the lines are locked in, obviously cannot be changed, but line width is optional at TradeStation, and you can change the line width to whatever you feel comfortable. We make them wide because the short-term trend lines are the lines that the narrow lines down touch or up touch into. And that will become significant when you examine down touches and up touch videos if you haven't already done so. But those 7 then from the 31 off of the candle chart bring us down to 24. The two lines that are swing blue and swing gray. Again, if you've seen any of the swing gray videos, you may have caught the idea that that swing gray is a slow-moving line. It's a deep cycle line. It usually travels by itself, and it's very effective when you have divergent moves in it, like a top of cycle lower at a bottom of the when you have swing gray under 0. When swing gray is under 0, you're in a low cycle. When swing gray is above 0, you're in a high cycle. And so in any case, swing gray is not part of the swing gray and swing blue are not part of the 22 remaining market force recognition indicators, as we call them. These are the 22 market force recognition indicators are the ones we really watch for market force pressure, strength, movement, direction, etc. The swing blue is connected with swing green and swing red as a trio. Originally, when that chart was being built, swing blue was the crossover indicator. When swing blue crossed over green, green is on the is under red. When swing blue crossed over green, it started an uptrend. When swing blue crossed over red, it was a significant continuation of an uptrend. However, oftentimes when swing blue crossed over swing green, it is a weak start to an uptrend. Not always, but oftentimes it's a weak start. Also, while I'm at it, swing yellow moves faster than swing blue, and swing yellow crosses over swing green and red sooner than swing blue. So we're not trying to use the swing blue for a trend change or a cycle change. Swing yellow works better, but again, there are other things that alert us to changes in cycles much sooner than swing blue or swing yellow. Now, that all being said, the 22 market force recognition indicator lines are what we watch in our analysis of the cycle changes. Trend red up here on the top chart underneath the candles at the moment is one of your biggest ones to watch. Whenever trend red is under that 30 range, sometimes 40 range, it can reverse back up. It's when you have that, it's nice to you typically get a nice uptrend when trend red is low. Now in this case right here, first off, I am going to draw a vertical line right here that identifies what I'm talking about. And when trend red in that particular case is at minus 44, and it works elsewhere. I mean, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Over here on the on this one here, trend red is only at minus 11. One of the key things that you'll discover when you have low cycles that start over again is that power red is also low. And this happens to be, I didn't even pick this, but this happens to be a good example of what I'm talking about, because in your power red, there's two types of effective uptrend indications. Now, first off, we're looking at trend red. Trend red is both on points down, and so that's indicative of a possible uptrend. When you have power red also down, and specifically now I'm talking about the two conditions of power red. Power red is in a low angle down here, and again, if you don't know it, low angle down is almost an automatic next day up. And in this case here, we have a real long line. The power red is a real long line, and it's almost in a, let's verify it. It looked like a bottlenose, but it's not a bottlenose. It's a notch up and then it went down. So you're actually in a top of cycle lower pattern at the bottom of the cycle, which again is divergent, and that divergence is what causes, or how do I say this? The divergence is what alerts you to recognize a change in the cycle. That's one of the big things that Trend Red and Power Red will do. While I'm at it, the big three are Trend Red, Power Red, and Swing Zion. Those three, when those three are lowest, the reaction, the spring back reversal reaction to that is typically stronger than what you would find in other points in or in other places. And that is, again, obvious right here. So in this case here, out of the big three, Power Red and Swing Zion are in low angle down patterns, which give us a lot of information about suggesting that the next few days are going to be up. And in this case here, it looks like the next 10 or 15 days went up. But obviously the first three are nice and strong. So the indicators are significant. I don't want to get this video too long, and so I'm going to end it with your understanding. This is going to be the main video about the 40 indicators. There's obviously a lot more in specifics on other videos, but this tells you about the 40.